does this one go? Woof. Woof.
You just need a good roadie, that's all he
Yeah,
needs.
that's for sure. Well, anyway, this is okay, don't breathe on it. All right. This is what happens when Keith stays too long at work. Comes back looking like me, I guess. No demon gonna take my mind. Giving it to the Lord of Lords. No demon gonna take my mind. Giving it to the Lord of Lords. Times like these, it's sadly plain to see oppression by the enemy throughout humanity. They sneak into your home when you least expect to see. Unless you claim the peace of God, you never will be free. No demon gonna take my mind. I'm giving it to the Lord of Lords. No demon gonna take my soul. I'm giving it to the Lord of Lords. His power is ours to call upon, his peace is ours to claim. Spirit of fear uncowering when you call on my Jesus' name. Let not your hearts be troubled by his cruel, unholy game. Though the spirit of fear come after us, we will never be the same. No demon gonna take my mind. Giving it to the Lord of Lords. No demon gonna take my soul. Giving it to the Lord of Lords.
We changed our minds, it's not a skit. He's going to recite some poems that he learned this year.
The caterpillar. Brown and furry, caterpillar in a hurry. Take your walk to a shady leaf or stalk. May no toad spy you, may the little birds pass by you. Spin and die to live again, a butterfly. Work. Work while you work, play while you play. This is the way to be happy each day. All that you do with your might. Things done by halves are never done right. Hearts like doors. Hearts like doors will open with ease to very, very little keys. And don't forget that 2 of these are thank you, sir, and if you please.
I'll get it ready for you. read. It's a really good book called Humaluma. What? Luma. Let me see that. Look at it. Right. Incarniswa Kuma Lamdigi Raptor Face. Big irritation, impact. I don't think you can read. I think I can read. See, it says, maybe I can't. Get me my glasses. Okay. Get me my glasses. Here you go. Thank you. All right. Hold the book. Hold the book. All right. I got the book. It says, Jan Temerson's Greetings. Oh, this should be good. All right. Let's hear that. I don't think he wanted us to read the book. I think we need to hear him say it. It's a good idea. All right. All right. What are you doing? Taking this with me. All right. You know, we could have kept it. No.
It's tough to follow acts like that. I have three things for you tonight. The first is a general quiz. The second is a Bible quiz. And the third is the pièce de résistance, the BC. General quiz. Not really a quiz, but you'll catch on. 2 vultures board an airplane, each carrying 2 dead raccoons. The stewardess looks at them and says, "I'm sorry, gentlemen, only 1 carrion allowed per passenger." Did you hear that NASA recently put a bunch of Holsteins into low Earth orbit? It's called the herd shot around the world. Two boll weevils grew up in South Carolina. One went to Hollywood and became a famous actor. The other stayed behind in the cotton fields and never amounted to much. The second one naturally became known as the lesser of 2 weevils. 2 Eskimos sitting in a kayak were chilly, but when they lit a fire in the craft, it sank, once again proving that you can't have your kayaking heated too. A 3-legged dog walks into a saloon in the Old West. He slides up to the bar and announces, "I'm looking for the man who shot my paw." Did you hear about the Buddhist who refused Novocaine during a root canal? He wanted to transcend dental medication. A group of chess enthusiasts checked into a hotel and they were standing in the lobby discussing their recent tournament victories. After about an hour, the manager came out of the office and asked them to disperse. "But why?" they said as they moved off. "Because," he said, "I can't stand chestnuts boasting in an open foyer." A woman has twins and gives them up for adoption. One of them goes to a family in Egypt and is named Amal. The second one goes to a family in Spain. They name him Juan. Years later, Juan sends a picture of himself to his birth mother. Upon receiving the picture, she tells her husband that she wishes she also has a picture of Amal. Her husband responds, "They're twins. If you've seen Juan, you've seen Amal." I even like that one. Yeah. These friars were behind on their belfry payments, so they opened up a small florist shop to raise funds. Since everyone liked to buy flowers from the men of God, a rival florist across the town thought that the competition was unfair. He asked the good fathers to close them down, but they would not. He went back and begged the friars to close. They ignored him. So the rival florist hired Hugh McTaggart, the roughest and most vicious thug in town, to persuade them to close. Hugh beat up the friars and trashed their store, saying he'd be back if they didn't close the shop. Terrified, they did so, thereby proving that Hugh and only Hugh can prevent florist friars. Mahatma Gandhi, as you know, walked barefoot most of the time, which produced an impressive set of calluses on his feet. He also ate very little, which made him rather frail. And with his odd diet, he suffered from bad breath. This made him what? A supercalloused, fragile mystic hexed by halitosis. Tracy, if you weren't here, just wouldn't have the same impact. And finally, there was a man who sent 10 puns to friends in the hope that at least one of the puns would make them laugh. Unfortunately, no pun intended. Bible quiz. What kind of man was Boaz before he got married? Ruthless. What do they call pastors in Germany? German shepherds. Who was the greatest financier in the Bible? Noah. Noah floated his stock while everyone else was in liquidation. Who was the greatest female financier in the Bible? Pharaoh's daughter. She went down to the bank of the Nile and drew out a little profit. What kind of motor vehicles are in the Bible? Jehovah drove Adam and Eve out of the garden in a fury. David's triumph was heard throughout the land. Also, probably a Honda, because the apostles were all in one accord. Who was the greatest comedian in the Bible? Samson. He brought the house down. What excuse did Adam give his children as to why he no longer lived in Eden? He said, "Your mother ate us out of house and home." Which servant of God was the most flagrant lawbreaker in the Bible? Moses. He broke all 10 commandments at once. Yes. Yeah. Which area of Palestine was especially wealthy? The area around Jordan. The banks were always overflowing. Who's the greatest babysitter ever mentioned in the Bible? David, because he rocked Goliath to sleep. Which Bible character had no parents? Joshua, son of Nun. That's right. Why didn't they play cards on the ark? Because Noah was standing on the deck. The pièce de résistance, also known as little old-fashioned lady. There was a nice lady who was a little old-fashioned, and she was planning a week's vacation in Florida at a campground. But she wanted to make sure of the accommodations first. Uppermost in her mind were the toilet facilities, but she couldn't bring herself to write the word toilet in the letter. After considerable deliberation, she settled on the word bathroom commode. But when she wrote that down, it too sounded a little bit forward. So she rewrote the letter to the campground and referred to the bathroom commode as the BC. Does the campground have its own BC? She asked. The campground owner was baffled by the euphemism, so he showed the letter around to several campers, but they couldn't decipher it either. Finally, the campground owner figured she must be referring to the location of the local Baptist church, So he sat down and wrote back saying, "Dear Madam, I regret very much the delay in answering your letter, but I now take pleasure in informing you that a BC is located 9 miles north of the campground and is capable of seating 250 people at a time. I admit it's quite a distance if you're in the habit of going regularly, but no doubt you will be pleased to know that a great number of people take their lunches and make a day of it. They usually arrive early and stay late. The last time my wife and I went was 6 years ago, and it was so crowded that we had to stand up the whole time we were there. It may interest you to know that right now there is a supper plan to raise money to buy more seats. They're going to hold it in the basement of the BC. I would like to say that it pains me very much to not be able to go more regularly, but it surely is no lack of desire on my part. As we grow older, it seems to be more of an effort, especially in cold weather. If you decide to come down to our campground, perhaps I could go with you the first time, sit with you, and introduce you to all the rest of the folks. This is a very friendly community.
Be a minute.
What a beautiful morning. Yeah, it really is. Makes me want bananas. Yeah, I'm kind of hungry. Guys, what? I remembered. Bananas! Yay! Pick banana. Pick banana. Pick banana. Pick banana. Peel banana. Peel banana. Peel banana. Peel banana. Eat banana. Eat banana. Eat banana. Eat banana. Digest banana. Digest banana. Digest banana. Digest banana. Feel banana. Feel banana. Feel banana. Feel banana. Bathroom! Go bananas! Go bananas! Go bananas!
Flying for Geniuses by Arnold Schwarzenegger. The other is Flying for Dummies by Susie Schnitzberger. I'll take Flying for Dummies, please. Okay, that'll be 75. Here you go. Here you go. Thank you. Thank you. Step 1. Get the poster board. It will give you better balance and stability in flight. Okay. Let's see. Alright, let's see. Step 2. Cut out wing shapes shown in figure A. Now, where did I put those scissors? Oh, no, they are. Step 3. Poke holes about the size of a chocolate chip in the center of the wing. It will give a parachute-like effect and make it easier to land. Step 4. Cut triangles about half the size of an eraser in the sides of the wings. This will give you better steering control. Step 5, add straps. Right. Step 6, test. Stand on chair and have someone push you while you jump. All right. Let's see. Are you the author of Flying for Dummies?
I am. Do you want an autograph?
No, just a shove. It's what the book says, you know.
I know, I wrote it. Here we go.
Where'd it go? Maybe I should have gotten the genius version. I want my money back, you phony! Oh, and I forgot to tell you. Or maybe you could tell him, but no free refunds. No free refunds.
Senator Melville, thanks for joining us today.
It's a great pleasure, thank you.
The ship that was involved with the incident off the coast of Western Australia this week.
Yeah, the one the front fell off.
Yeah.
That's not very typical, I'd like to make that point.
How is it untypical?
Well, there are a lot of these ships going around the world all the time, and very seldom does anything like this happen. I just don't want people thinking that tankers aren't safe.
Was this tanker safe?
Well, I was thinking more about the other ones.
The ones that are safe?
Yeah, the ones the front doesn't fall off.
Well, if it wasn't safe, why was it carrying around 80,000 tons of oil?
Well, I'm not saying it wasn't safe, it's just not quite as safe as some of the other ones.
Why?
Well, some of them are built so the front doesn't fall off at all.
Wasn't this built so the front wouldn't fall off?
Well, obviously not.
How do you know?
Well, because the front fell off and 20,000 tons of crude oil spilled into the sea caught fire. It's a bit of a giveaway. I would just like to make the point that is not normal.
Well, tell me, what sort of standards are these ships built to?
Oh, very rigorous. Maritime engineering standards.
Well, what sort of things?
Well, the front's not supposed to fall off for a start.
And what other things?
Well, there are regulations governing the materials that can be made of.
What materials?
Well, cardboard's out.
And?
No cardboard derivatives.
No paper products?
No paper, no string, no sellotape.
Rubber?
No, the rubber's out. They've got to have a steering wheel. There's a minimum crew requirement.
What's the minimum crew?
Oh, one, I suppose.
So, the allegations that they are just designed to carry around as much oil as possible, who cares what the consequences might be? Well, it seems to me a bit ludicrous.
Ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous. These are very, very strong vessels.
So, what happened in this case?
Well, the front fell off in this case by all means, but that's very unusual.
But Senator Melville, why did the front bit fall off?
Well, a wave hit it.
A wave hit it?
A wave hit the ship.
Is that unusual?
Oh yeah, at sea. Chance in a million.
So what do you do to protect the environment in cases like this?
Well, the ship was towed outside the environment.
Into another environment?
No, it's been towed beyond the environment. It's not in the environment.
Yeah, but from one environment to another environment.
No, it's beyond the environment. It's not in an environment. It's been towed beyond the environment.
Well, what's out there?
Nothing's out there.
Well, there must be something out there.
There is nothing out there. All there is sea and birds and fish. And 20,000 tons of crude oil.
And anything else?
And a fire.
And anything else?
And the part of the ship the front fell off. There's nothing else out there.
Senator Melville, thanks for joining us
It's
today.
a complete void.
Yeah, well, we're out of time.
The environment's perfectly safe. We're out of time. Can you book me a cab?
Yeah, but didn't you come in a Commonwealth car?
Yes I did, but...
Well, what?
The front fell off.
Hey, Daryl. I reckon it's tea time. I love tea. No, not that kind. This kind. Oh. All right. Let's go on 4. Get your swing. Yeah, 'cause like 4. Right. It's a joke. Right. Okay. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. You got it in. I got it in. 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 You got it in. Oh, my hip. Oh. I guess we better call it a night then. Come on up. There you go. Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you very much. We had a wonderful time.